A Massac father seeks to clear his name after a pic of his 10-year-old son handcuffed to a bridge goes viral. Shuma Gregoire and Lynn Voambo received top entrepreneurship awards, and government prioritizes youth employment by investing $1 million into entrepreneurship programs. I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. The details coming up.
What's up, y'all? This your boy Wyclef Jean. Y'all watching Moppin'. Let's get it, baby.
First up, a Massac resident Emmanuel Cornelius has denied all recent accusations or claims of abuse and neglect towards his 10-year-old son. Emmanuel says his son will be placed in the care of the welfare division. Speculation over the past few days circulated on social media indicating that Cornelius handcuffed his son to a bridge in Massac and left him there for a period of time. Mr. Cornelius denies the allegations or accusations, saying his oldest son did it and he only became aware after it went viral on social media.
Yes, he really needed extra help. He was with a lady up at Campbell, and then because of certain circumstances, she had to give me him back. Welfare only give me $375 for 3 children inside of a house. You understand that? Nothing more, nothing less. And that is why I take in sometimes to help them, to do everything for them, and with the salary I'm making, because I really have 2 jobs. But one is to go on my wife and myself expense, because we had a lot of expense. We just bought a house. When my wife was sick at the hospital, it was me alone. When my wife died, it was me alone. Nobody could not give me 25 cents to help me buried or take care of my wife. I alone, and they know it's loan I had to take to do everything to help my wife.
It was also alleged that the young boy broke into a vehicle and was later arrested.
That is not true. That is untrue story. You understand? People they don't even know who the father is, some people. You understand? Generally not even, it's not to say it's police that handcuff him. It's not, no, but it's his brother. You understand? Because Jemuel live in and go and beg, and which we cannot take at all. Nobody can take it. And the whole of Massac know is beg. Jemuel living home, he living his breakfast home and going and beg for money. Some people used to give him a little dollar, a little what, and just take the habit, well, everybody must give him $1. Yeah? Even though you give him food, you don't want it.
He was asked about the alleged neglect of his son.
I used to bring him at work when I doing security at night, but my boss man tell me I cannot bring him to the area, so that is why I have to be leaving him home from 12 to 8. Sometimes at that time, he cannot be supervised by me, but I have my big son home. Jemuel is being supervised. But even though you try your best, Jemuel will still get away.
In other news now, Dominica's young entrepreneurs continue to make some serious strides towards providing employment for themselves and others through their products and services. Some of these outstanding young business owners were featured at the 12th graduation and award ceremony of the Dominica Youth Business Trust on Wednesday. The 2016 DYBT determined female entrepreneur, Shuma Gregoire, started her soap manufacturing business, Heaven Sent, in 2007. The 2016 determined male entrepreneur, Lynn Voambo, owns and manages a company which manufactures Choco Dominique instant cocoa powder. It is customary to recognize 2 DYBT entrepreneurs each year, 1 male and 1 female, considered to be determined entrepreneurs because of their dedication to their customers. Meantime, Joel Noel, involved in the poultry business, won the Campbell's Rotary Club of Dominica Carol Phillip Memorial Award for Innovation in Business. Noel received his award from chairperson of the DYBT board. That award includes a $5,000 grant. And the acting Minister for Youth Affairs, Kelva Daru, says government has prioritized job creation for the country's youth, which in some cases means helping to provide the tools for self-employment. Addressing the 12th graduation and awards ceremony of the Dominica Youth Business Trust on Wednesday, Mr. Daru said youth entrepreneurship was the purpose behind the implementation of the Small Business Support Program. The result of all these investments is that young people can now employ themselves and others.
The government of Dominica has, over the last 8 years, invested well over $14 million in the Small Business Support Unit. And these funds have been spread right across the country in various business and enterprises. And the reason why the government has made such an investment is because we've realized that within the public sector and the private sector, there will never be enough room for employment. And we have within our society, an environment we have to have an incubator where our young people can be able to go through a period of training and at the end of the day, employ themselves.
Mr. Daru reiterated government's continued support for the Dominica Youth Business Trust.
And over the years, we've continued to make funds available to DYBT. And I can tell you this afternoon that the Cabinet of Dominica has approved in this financial year an amount of $1 million earmarked for the Dominica Youth Business Trust for you, the young people of Dominica. And this is a major investment in the youth. Because we understand, and don't let anybody fool you, yes, you will go through the mentorship program, yes, you will do the social skills aspect and so forth, but at the end of the day, you need larger shesh. You need the money. You need money to start up your businesses, you need money to give you a kickstart, and you need money to at least set that platform for you.
Meantime, Parliamentary Representative for Rosa Central, Joseph Isaac, has encouraged budding entrepreneurs to persevere in trying to reach their goals. He reminded them that their work required making sacrifices and being honest at all times.
It is really a start of a long journey. I would like you to understand also that although you have started, you must always remember the context in which you are operating. You are operating in a context with a small economy in terms of the size. So as an entrepreneur and a business person myself, I must remind you that specialization in one area would be good at the beginning, but as your business starts to mature and you go through the learning curve, you need to recognize that you need to diversify so that you can meet the needs of different market segments because of the small population of our country. Also, we must understand that entrepreneurship is really about having a vision and relentlessly trying to achieve that vision. And I use the word relentlessly, not just a passer, but it's really what that's going to make you succeed. So entrepreneurship is a lifelong process. You'll have pitfalls, but treat them as challenges and not failures. I'm asking you, the graduates, the awardees, to always remember that success doesn't come easily. You have to really work at it and work on it in an honest way.
Isaac is recommending that the relevant authorities consider increasing the threshold of financial support to young entrepreneurs from $20,000 to $50,000 for the more innovative and creative projects. The DYBT graduation on Wednesday was the flagship event of Global Entrepreneurship Week 2016. You are watching Channel 5 News. Coming up, the annual Ross University Art and Craft Expo on Friday and Saturday.
Yo, this is Kes from Trinidad. Yo, blessing up my opinion. You don't know, keep it locked, keep it locked, keep it locked for everything entertainment. Boom.
Thank you for staying with us. The Ministry of Agriculture is the first in the OECS subgrouping to receive a real-time PCR machine. Andrea Louis explains what that means.
The polymerase chain reaction PCR machine is a diagnostic technique which uses the DNA of the pathogens which may be present in a particular sample. This machine will help to cut back on the length of time it takes to identify a particular disease affecting a plant or animal population. Officials in the Ministry of Agriculture recently completed a 3-day training workshop on the use of the equipment.
Where we probably would use 2 days to get a result, we can do it within a day. So it enhances, speeds up the process by which we diagnose and treat. Because in the disease fighting world, speed is critical. You want to be able to diagnose quickly and to put the management strategies in place. At present, we would have to send out samples to enhance that or to give us that definitive diagnosis. We may still do that as a means of confirming what we have done, but we now have that piece of equipment that we can diagnose almost any pathogen with a DNA trace here on island.
This upgraded piece of equipment was made possible through the Banana Accompanying Measures BAM program. The Chief Veterinary Officer says, however, that the previous equipment will still be used.
The previous pieces are in use. PCR is expensive to run, so I wouldn't want to mislead individuals. So we use it when necessary. So what would happen, we would set up the cheaper testing methods, and we would confirm using the PCR. So all our surveillance work, disease screening would be done using a cheaper test, which is an ELISA test, and whatever positives or those that we're not sure about, we would pass it through the real-time PCR.
Dr. Thomas says this equipment not only benefits the Division of Agriculture, but can be expanded to help the Ministry of Health.
There are many other applications, public health applications, fisheries, forestry. So, it's a diverse piece of equipment and an enhanced diagnostic capacity which the island has available to it in terms of its defense of its agriculture and, of course, humans as it relates to the public health applications. A large percentage of the diseases that affect humans, zoonotic diseases, what we talk about, diseases that spread between animal and man, many of them are infectious. And so the vet services would play the role in terms of complementing the diagnostic capacities, the diseases that affect animals, and particularly those that affect the human as well.
The equipment and training cost approximately $101,000 EC. Andrea Louis, Channel 5 News.
The first foundation and research center in America dedicated exclusively to the interests and advancement of working women has been officially launched in Dominica. On Thursday, the Business and Professional Women's Foundation, BPW, held a press conference at the Public Service Union building, creating awareness for equality among men and women. Regional Coordinator of the North America and Caribbean BPW International, Bessie Hieronymus, said the club now has 30 members in Roseau and 20 in Portsmouth. Hieronymus explained the procedures for interested individuals.
That you just join your application and the members will welcome you with their open arms. We don't have the voting or the selection. We are open to any working woman or women in transition, which means that you don't have to be employed, you may be in between jobs, or also students. And usually the groups form also scholarships for girls in high school or in colleges or in the trade schools, or for our own members to attend seminars and workshops. And at the moment you are a member of Business and Professional Women in Roseau, for example, you become a member of BPW International.
Corel Vidal recently joined the club.
I became a member of BPW just last week. I am right now first committee member. I am very sure that many have not heard of the Business and Professional Women International Organization. I know I had not heard about it till Rhoda invited me to be one of the members as they sought to begin a chapter of the organization in Dominica.
So far, the club is operational in 112 countries and 5 geographic regions. Men are welcome to participate in support of the women. And Ross University School of Medicine is hosting its annual Art and Craft Expo on Friday and Saturday. The purpose of the event is to help raise money for selected local charities. Money collected in 2015 went to relief efforts following Tropical Storm Erica. Funds are raised by providing a place for Dominican artists and crafters to exhibit and sell their work. All exhibitors at the expo will donate 15% of their sales to this year's selected charities. Over 100 gifts will be raffled on Saturday. These gifts are donated and they could comprise movie tickets, paintings, photographs, and even food. The funds raised will benefit the following charities: the Northern District Home for the Aged and the Roving Caregivers Program. The expo is on at Ross University Campus Activity Center, 2nd floor, 12 noon to 8 p.m. on Friday and 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday. It's free. Your sports highlights coming up next.
Starting off with netball, in the only match played in the secondary school's under-16 netball competition, the Castlebar Secondary School pounded the St. Martin Secondary School by 32-0. Top players for the CBSS, Shania Prevost, 15 from 37 attempts, and Kensha Wiltshire, 17 from 27 tries. As a form of respect for the former national player Lana Honore, whose funeral is on Friday, there will be no netball matches that day. Moving on to cricket, games continue in the Dominica Cricket Association's T20 cricket matches this weekend. On Saturday at Portsmouth from 9:30, PH Williams Colliho will take on Marino Evergreens, and Police Sports Club will go up against Gladiator Sports Club at 1:30. Over in the Windsor Park Stadium, Desiderata Tremors will come up against Marino Blaster Sports Club at 9:30, and from 1:30, Summit Sports Club will take on Dubla United Sports Club. On Sunday, Marino Evergreens will play Starlight Sports Club at 9:30 in the Botanic Gardens, and PH Williams Colliho will play Gallio Hurricanes, also at the Botanic Gardens from 1:30 p.m. And over at Windsor Park, Police Sports Club will take on Sagicor General Somerset at 9:30, and Marino Blasters will take on Granby Credit Union Colts from 1:30. In the previous set of matches played, Granby Credit Union Colts defeated Desiderata Tremors by 5 runs, scores Granby 138 for 8 in 20 overs. They restricted Tremors to 133 for 7 in 20 overs. Police got the better of Point Michelle Cricket Academy, scores Point Michelle Cricket Academy 130 for 7 wickets in 20 overs, and Police reached 133 for 5. In other matches, Summits beat Nagico Stars by 4 wickets, and Colliho beat Starlights by 2 wickets. On to football now. In the Sports Division Secondary Schools Under-17 football competition, the St. Mary's Academy continued their good form with a 4-2 victory over the Northeast Comprehensive School. Over in the under-15 category, the Castlebar Secondary School hammered the Pierre Charles Secondary School by 7-0. And in the under-20 competition, the Dominica Grammar School inflicted a heavy defeat on the PCSS by 10-0. Jante Kazimi 3 and Jomaya Timothy 2 were in the scoring lineup for DGS. Still in football, Portsmouth MV Maxano Bombers football team has started off on a winning note in the first match of the DFA Division 1 League when they got the better of arch rivals Dubla by 2-1. Scoring for Portsmouth were Rainer Thomas with 1 and Nathan McGlaw 1, with Shirkan St. Marie converting for Dubla. In the night's other encounter, Exodus FC defeated Buster Warner by 2-1. Goal scorer for Exodus, Ali Marie, 2, and Cheston Dangleben scored the lone goal for Buster Warner. The competition will continue on Friday evening with East Central versus Skerrit Northeast at 6 o'clock in Portsmouth, and at Newtown, ACS Tarish United taking on St. Mary's Cooperative Delton United. And on Sunday at 4, Club Loubier will take on Gully Dream Team at Newtown. In the Flow Premier Division League on Friday evening at 6, defending champions Central Cooperative Dubla United will meet Waukee Rollers. Over in Geneva on Saturday at 3 p.m., Caribbean Cool Harlem United will come up against Petro Caribe Point Michelle. Also on Saturday at 4 p.m. in Dubla, Sagicor Southeast will play Northern Concrete and Steel Bombers. And on Sunday, Exodus FC will come up against Middleham United at 4 p.m. in Dubla, and at Geneva at 3, Bath Estate will be hoping that RIC Kensborough will show up for the match. On to more cricket. The regional 4-day competition will continue on Friday with the defending champions Guyana Jaguars taking on Leeward Island Hurricanes in St. Kitts. Trinidad and Tobago Red Force will take on Barbados Pride in Trinidad, and the Windward Island Volcanoes will meet with the Jamaica Scorpions at Sabina Park in Jamaica. And to end things off with more cricket, India held the upper hand on the opening day of the second cricket test against England when they reached 317 for 4 wickets. After winning the toss and batting, Captain Virat Kohli 151 not out and Cheshashtawa Pujara 119 shared in a third wicket stand of 226 runs. At one stage, India were 56 runs for 2 wickets, but both these batsmen dominated the English bowlers as they stroked the ball to all parts for the ground with great ease. England will be hoping to get Captain Kohli out early on day 2 to restrict India from getting a big first innings score. That's all the time for sports. Join us next time.
Stay tuned for your weather forecast next.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I will be your presenter for this evening, Farah Rock Korea. Let's go straight into some early infrared satellite imagery. Today, weak and stable conditions was a dominant feature which affected weather conditions across Dominica and the rest of the Lesser Antilles, which resulted in partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy skies across Dominica and the rest of the islands of the Eastern Caribbean. And also, it produced some scattered showers across the entire Lesser Antilles. Let's take a look now at the weather for tonight. Well, partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy skies with the possibility of isolated thunderstorms is forecasted, and the weather tomorrow will be partly cloudy to cloudy with a chance of thunderstorms. Let's take a look now at the marine forecast. Sea conditions again will be moderate and waves are expected to be up to 7 feet. The second high tide will be at 6:03 p.m. Let's take a look now at the weather for the next 3 days. Well, similar conditions can be expected for the next 3 days. That is partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy skies with scattered showers, and maximum temperatures is expected to peak up to 32 degrees Celsius for the 3-day period. Well, the weather for the rest of the Caribbean tomorrow, well, some cloudy skies with some showers expected for the northern portion of the islands, and the rest of the Caribbean can anticipate partly cloudy to occasional cloudy skies with scattered showers and the possibility of isolated thunderstorms. Let's move on now to the international city forecast. Well, beautiful sunny skies are expected for New York and Beijing, partly cloudy skies for Miami and London, and some overcast skies with some thunderstorm activity expected for the city of Caracas. The sun will rise tomorrow at 6:09 a.m. and will set at 5:32 p.m. Please remember, we are still in the hurricane season. Please keep abreast with your weather information. Visit our website at weather.gov.dm or call the weather hotline at 447-5555. Join us tomorrow evening for your next weather broadcast. Thank you.
And to end the news, the headlines again. A Massac father seeks to clear his name after a pic of his 10-year-old son handcuffed to a bridge goes viral. Shuma Gregoire and Linva Ambo received top entrepreneurship awards, and government prioritizes youth employment by investing $1 million into entrepreneurship programs. Feel free to contact us at news@mapin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team, I am Julian Morris, and to our viewers around the world, thank you very much for watching. Join us tomorrow.